A group of Hasidim of Rabbunim of Pshischa once sat in the anteroom of his study, waiting for an audience. Rabbunim had stepped out for a few minutes, when suddenly a modern-looking fellow came in and insisted on seeing the Rebbe immediately. The Hasidim explained that the Rebbe was momentarily absent, but they were suspicious, for they weren't used to modernim, as they were called, being counted among the ranks of the Rebbe's Hasidim. His dress was also strange. Long pants, short coat, styled hair, and, most unusual, a rolled-up beard, making it look trimmed. So they tried to convince him to leave before the Rebbe returned, for they were quite certain the Rebbe would take one look and be most upset by the sight of this transgressor. When this modern saw the commotion caused by his visit, he quietly stepped aside and found his way out. When the Rebbe returned, the Hasidim told him all that had happened with the man. On hearing this, the Rebbe began to shake with anger. He commanded his Hasidim to find the man and bring him to the Rebbe at once. The Hasidim spread out over the streets and alleyways of Pshischa and eventually found the man and explained to him that they were commanded by their Rebbe to bring him to him. So the man returned with them and was brought immediately into the Rebbe's private office. Of course, the Hasidim couldn't control themselves. They just had to know what was behind this mystery. So they pressed their ears against a crack in the door and heard the following conversation. The man asked,
"I've come to ask your advice. I've been made 2 marriage propositions. One is with a very beautiful woman, but she's from an unknown family, whereas the second is from a well-known family, but she isn't good-looking. What's your advice?"
At this, the Hasidim were filled with astonishment. How could this modern be bothering the Rebbe with a matter that couldn't possibly be true? For the Hasidim knew that enlightened people like these moderns never ever got involved in formal marriage propositions. But what could they do? The Rebbe himself was listening carefully to all that this man had said, and was in fact treating the man with the utmost respect. So the Hasidim became even more curious as to what the Rebbe's answer would be.
"The beautiful one is the better one,"
the Rebbe said after thinking for a long moment. This modern accepted the Rebbe's counsel most graciously and quickly took leave of the Rebbe and left. When the Hasidim heard what the Rebbe had to say, they were in even more shock than before. After the man left, the Rebbe came out of his study. How could the Rebbe be fooled by such a heretic as that modern? The Hasidim all wanted to ask, but didn't. To which the Rebbe smiled and said,
"A woman? Marriage? So you think you know what this Jew really was asking me? I will tell you what was his question. This good Jew was not interested in anything but his studies of Torah. He asked me if he should continue his study of Kabbalah according to the way of the Ramak, the mystic of Moshe Cordovero, a long, well-known tradition, or according to the way of the Arizal, the mystic of Yitzchak Ashkenazi, new and unknown, but stunningly beautiful. My answer? To study according to the way of the Arizal, of course.